the challenges that led up to it. There are tremendous challenges, but at the same time, there is a valuable, insightful conversation that we're supposed to be having, and we could not have done it with the support that I have had, and the Down Syndrome Family Network, and my family as well. So you can see how family engagement, community engagement. So there's so much going on in our support systems that we're trying to improve our quality of lives. Those who are still there trying to go through the motion, but we also want to take action.
Yeah, well said, David. And again, it goes back to what you mentioned, that key word, family and support. Key words, a matter of fact, family and support.
Yes.
Tell me, when is the conference taking place? Just give me a whole, the itinerary. What's at play?
Well, we don't do anything unless we do it in Tobago as well. So in fact, we start off tomorrow with our conference in Tobago at the Magdalena Grand Resort. And we basically have a mirror of what we do in Trinidad on Friday. And of course, we have the support of the Tobago House of Assembly, Dr. Faith Israel, Dr. Eastland McKenzie, and we have partners as well in Tobago. So David, along with about 15 of our local self-advocates, will all be going across to Tobago and participating in the conference program. We don't leave them out because they are self-advocates and they can speak for themselves, and so therefore we want them also to tell their story as well as David's story and Angel, the other guest speaker. And then on Friday we're at the Hyatt Regency from 9 a.m. because Friday actually is World Down Syndrome Day, the 21st, and the 21st was chosen because of the extra chromosome that persons with Down syndrome have. So internationally, Friday is World Down Syndrome Day. And we will have our conference from 9 till 1. Persons can still register if they want to come on down, and there's a small fee of $300 that they could pay at the event, or they can register online now at Island e-tickets.
I must say, David, you've been really open with this book. You've really poured your heart. Lots of intimate pictures, family pictures, stuff with you as a baby, stuff with your brother getting married in Greece. I'm just going through and I'm saying, wow, this is really a life story in a book. And I mean, your story's still being written, so I would imagine there'll probably be there'll probably be some kind of something coming up soon. But where can folks get a copy of this?
When you look at my bookmark, if you flip it over, it has my information. I also have a website. You can go to davideganadvocacy.com to know more about me and what I can do for all individuals, regardless of disability, including Down syndrome.
I love your titles here. Author, self-advocate, and global messenger. That's your job title.
Yes.
Yes.
You
could say I'm also an ambassador for all individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities. It started a long time ago when Special Olympics was around, because Special Olympics has been founded by the belief that all individuals with disabilities have the right to have a life pursuing in their communities, in employment, in healthcare, in being in the conversation,
of course,
of public policy. Not only, we're also looking at other opportunities, like for how to participate by having financial independence. All the challenges that everybody's having all over the world. And I wanted to refocus on those messages that says that we're not alone. We're not supposed to be overlooked.
And I'm so happy that you mentioned that, David, and I'll probably at least weigh in. that speaks to good governance.
Correct.
You know, we find ourselves now in an election cycle and we don't know who will go over the line after the 28th. But do you think it's time for policy to be in place that ensures the inclusion? We're talking here not only public sector but also private sector to ensure that folks, whether Down syndrome or not, whatever the scenario is here at home, they are given a seat at the table.
Correct, and that is such a critical discussion because, you know, we're at this juncture again where we're going into election, as you said, and we have been working very closely with this government on the legislation for our Disability Act in Trinidad. We do have policy, national policy, but policy is not law. And it does not hold people accountable. It just tells them what is the right thing to do. So that the legislation, which is right now in draft, it has already gone through public consultations and so on. You know, we were hoping that the minister was going to come to the conference and tell us when it was going to be laid in Parliament, but now we have to wait again for elections to come by and then see the outcome if it is going to be continued. And it is you know, it all ties in because this year the theme for the conference internationally is how do governments support, you know, their disability community. And definitely, you know, it requires political will in order to ensure that we have legislation in place that protects the rights of persons with disabilities. So that is definitely going to be a big part of our conversation on Friday. And, you know, we look forward to Trinidad and Tobago passing the legislation, you know.
And I'm always happy we get to engage in important conversations. You know, I'm looking at Dave Gulston's Sunday on the flyer. I mean, he's an ace pan man. You know, this is just...
And the other young man, Pedro Christopher, is about to do his SCA examination.
Fantastic.
And he goes to, you know, Newtown Boys. And again, he has struggled, you know, through his 5 years in an inclusive school that has no accommodations for children with disabilities. So for him to even reach this juncture of doing the SCA exam is a great testimony to the school, his parents, and his teachers to get him there.
Well, certainly, in a couple of seconds that remain, I'll give you a chance to leave a closing message for Trinidad and Tobago, David.
Well, my book is a testimonial to anyone out there that's hearing your show. Those who are the viewers out there, we want your support. We will do whatever we have to do to have you be part of our community and we can be part of your community. We are more alike than different. My life with Down syndrome. I'm a young man with Down syndrome. I'm 47 years old and I'm living the American dream, and all individuals can do the same, regardless of background, regardless of socioeconomic status, you name it. It's there, it can be proven, it can be done, and we need our worldwide support, including Trinidad and Tobago. And I also want to thank the Down Syndrome Family Network for allowing me to be here with you today.
David, it's been a real pleasure and treasure. Safe flight back, enjoy yourself, have some doubles, and enjoy yourself. Lisa, sincere thanks as always, and with that we will make our exit. World Down Syndrome Day is on Friday, and we will indeed pay homage here on the program.
Socks for you.
Thank you. That's right.
Rock your socks.
I'll rock your socks on Friday.
Yeah.
Have a great one, TNT. God bless. Stay safe, and God spare I'm back for more tomorrow.